Well, hello everyone. This is SKO. This is my Minecraft Beta 1.2 world. Actually, right now it's Beta 1.2 because I have started this world in Minecraft InfDev. I created it on the 11th of July last year. As you can see, here I am in this room where I have recorded the history of this world. I will leave a world download link in the description so that you can explore for yourself. Around a year ago, over a year ago now, was when I decided to create a Minecraft world in a very old version of Minecraft, and this is the oldest version of Minecraft available in the Minecraft launcher that actually has working level saving, which also transfers to the subsequent versions. I have just been upgrading this world bit by bit. I went to alpha at the end of June. I didn't go through every single version. I tried to explore all the major versions. After around a month of playing, I kinda left this world. I kinda got bored. The next summer, which is this year, I came back on 18th of June. And now, today is the 26th of September, exactly a month after I got bored again. And I don't think I will be playing much more this year because college is starting soon, so you can probably expect more updates in the year 2024. Without further ado, let's get around exploring this place. So right here in the distance you can see a big frigging box with the title "What's the time?" and it's a binary clock. This is I believe the eastern direction. It's weird because the sun in this version rises in the north and sets in the south, which was later fixed. Here to the south, I tried making a mob grinder, which didn't really work out. Basically, this is a useless piece of junk, but there is a bridge. In the southern direction, there's not much, and I'm reserving it. Basically, I'm not exploring that direction, so that when Minecraft 1.0 rolls out, I will actually have access to a stronghold, because in Minecraft 1.0, only 3 strongholds generate per world, and when we are at spawn, around 0, 0, okay, this is actually not 0, 0, 0, 0 is in that direction, and we look in the direction of one stronghold, then the 2 other strongholds will be 120 degrees apart. For example, one is in that direction and the other is here, and the third one is here. Right here you can see the spawn pillar. It doesn't look too good. And let's get down. This is the last version of Minecraft that doesn't have bed, so we will have to make do at night time. Here is the museum lobby. This whole thing is my museum building made out of wool. I hope I don't get a fire here anytime soon, or ever for that matter. I also put up some lava lamps. I'm not that great of a builder. I'm more technical kind of guy, but also I'm not like super good with technical stuff. Here you can see my small cactus farm. Here you can see the directions. I marked the direction because in older versions of Minecraft you didn't have coordinates on the F3 menu. It's kind of an oh god. All the spawn area is on a sprawling peninsula, you could say. Basically it's a peninsula with 2 branches. This one branch has the museum on it, and this second branch I'm standing on right now. Here I have the wheat farm, which is the very first building I have built here. The reeds or the sugarcane farm. Right here is my very first mine and my very first shelter. I don't count it as a building because it's just a hole in the ground. My very first chest. This is an elevator to the mine. Basically how it works is, well, going down is easy, you just drop down. Going up, you just have to point yourself in the positive X, positive Z direction, so like this. Look a bit up and hold W. and that's how it works. It's a design I found online, but sadly I cannot find the video. Okay, this is the mine. I think it's pretty boring, so I won't really go into that. The mine is connected to the farm so that I don't have to go outside. And now, if we go a bit further east, here I have the storage room. It's pretty small, broken down into categories. Those furnaces used to be hidden because furnaces used to have stone texture on top, but now they're not hidden. The crafting tables still are. Here I have the mob system. This is designed by TODO. Jukebox, Nether portal. Here, this huge, ugly building. I mean, it looked cool in my head, but as I said, I'm not too great of a builder. Is the TODO room. So this is the old room, which got filled up pretty quickly. So I decided to make it bigger, and now all my to-do tasks have colors because beta 1.2 introduced colors. The colors represent the state of the task. So green is done, red is to do, and everything in between is in progress, and those are like on hold or something like that. And the bigger the task, that means it requires more effort, basically. I think it's pretty intuitive. And well, it doesn't look that great. And if the tasks are related to each other, then they're also connected. For example, after building the spawn mine, which I have just shown you, I built the redstone mine, and then I built the Azure mine. Azure is actually a word that has the same root as lazuli in the word lapis lazuli, because the mineral lapis lazuli is of azure color, basically. That's where the name comes from. I don't think I'm gonna go into too much detail here. I think I'm just gonna show you all the stuff I have built out in the field. That's gonna be much more interesting. But before we go out, there's one more thing I want to show you. This is just a secret. This is just a, okay, it's not secret, but this is just a shortcut, underground shortcut. But if you go all the way down, you can find the lab, and basically it's just a huge box made of obsidian. And here is like the back room. I am pretty proud of this because it took a long time. There were no enchantments back then, so I decided to just use the lava bucket method. Basically, I just placed lava out of buckets and then I used water on it to make this room, but it still took forever because you can only carry 36 items, so 36 buckets in your inventory at once. It's probably a good time to go to the village. The village is a bit to the north, where the sun rises. As you can see, I have used quite a lot of sand, mostly for glass, but also sandstone, which I will also show in a minute. As you can see, oh, I have to fix this. As you can see, it's a village based on the official release 1.0 villages. You can see the farms. It's very simple, but I made it in a version where villages don't generate at all. I used a water trick to get this pressure plate on top of here. If you place something in water, it skips a lot of checks. So you can place basically anything in water. A Reddit user suggested this to me. I think it looks quite interesting in this old terrain, the floating islands and stuff. You wouldn't find that spawn naturally, like, ever. Well, here we have the well. It's pretty boring in here, but you can explore for yourself. I don't think I'm gonna show you the failed mob grinder because it's literally just a cobblestone box. I made a cobblestone box and tried to see if any mobs would spawn in there, but yeah, it wasn't really too efficient. so I kind of gave up. And this leads underground. We will go underground just after seeing the clock. Basically, the way to read this clock is look at the torch. Oh, I think I have to get up there. Every torch is labeled with a time span. So this one is half a second, this one is a second, 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 8, 16, and every one is the double of the previous one. So this is 1 day, 12 hours, so 32 hours, 24 minutes, so 32 and a half around. Then you add the next lit up torch, so this one. 32 plus 4, that would be 36. 36 plus a half, so 37 plus 2 hours, this is 39, so there's over 39 hours. And another way would be to treat it as a binary number and convert it to decimal. Then you get the number of half seconds since this clock was basically created. And there's also a railway which leads to the main storage. I don't really use it anymore that much because Nether is faster in most cases. I created it when Nether wasn't a thing, so I think it was in Alpha 1.1 or maybe even before that. So when you look here, this staircase leads downwards, but it's a pretty slow walk. We can also use the elevator, which works by the exact same principle, as you can see. I can easily get back up. Welcome to the block museum. We start with InfDev, and those are all the blocks that were available in the InfDev version that I had played. You can see stone. Grass was pretty hard because without Silk Touch I actually had to make a dirt staircase all the way from the ground level down to here. You've got dirt, cobblestone, planks, sapling. The bedrock, it was also pretty interesting to isolate. There exists a glitch in this version where you can put seeds on farmland below bedrock, and that deletes bedrock. Oh, what is that? Oh, that is a hole in the world. I meant to replace it with glass, but I kind of forgot. I tried to isolate this bedrock block as much as I could. I did that with every block. Almost every block. Some of the blocks were unobtainable, even though they existed in that version. Water, lava. Coal and diamond, the ores are unobtainable. Again, because there's no Silk Touch. So I actually had to find them underground and bring the museum to them. That's actually the reason why this museum is so low underground, so that it can contain the diamond ore. And then we've got gold, iron, sand, blah blah blah. Leaves are interesting. I had to put them here twice. That's another story. The last time it was actually pretty easy. I just planted a tree in such a way that there was a leaf block here and a wood block here, and I removed everything apart from those 2 blocks. Glass, wool, flowers, the mushroom is broken. Okay, not anymore. Gold, iron, blah blah blah. TNT is protected so that I don't ignite it by accident, because you can just left click it in this version and it ignites. Farmland. There is water behind this wall so that this farmland stays wet and it doesn't turn into dirt. The same with this. As you can see, I was able to capture every single stage of growth for wheat, and the way to do this is you can freeze the growth by placing a block on top. Correct me if I'm wrong, but my hypothesis is that the wheat actually checks for light level 1 block above, and because the block above is a full block, it has light level 0, and as such there is no light and the wheat cannot grow. The lit furnace actually doesn't have anything burning, but it was acquired through a glitch existing in InfDev, where you can basically mine a furnace with an item smelting, and it drops a block of lit furnace. It doesn't drop the items that were inside, but the lit furnace, when you place it, as you can see, is lit, even though there's nothing inside anymore. Door, ladder, rail. This is an interesting room. I got all the paintings available in InfDev. another portal. And here is that dirt gate that you were able to see in front of the clock. And then we go to the alpha section. Some of those blocks here actually were introduced in InvDev, but because I wasn't able to play that particular InvDev version, I just lumped them together with the alpha blocks. And of course, you will be able to explore for yourself. I guess I'm just gonna go over the most interesting one. Redstone ore is interesting because I had to make a separate museum department, so to say, to store the redstone ore because, as I said, there's no silk touch, so I had to go out to new areas where redstone generates. Okay. Fences. Fire actually existed in InvDev, but I wasn't able to capture it before Netherrack. A few more paintings. Snow. Pumpkin, Netherrack. Nether portal block. Here's another Nether portal. Here's my room. Stuff only. And this is the beta section, which also there are some blocks I wasn't able to put here, like spruce and birch leaves, because the spruce and birch saplings don't appear until beta 1.5. This is this weird time in Minecraft where there are multiple types of trees, but all of them drop oak saplings. Here are all the colors of wool, and as you can see, I decided to switch to sandstone. I just think it looks nicer. Cake. And this is a very interesting one, because it's a burning skull painting, but it doesn't exist in this version yet. I mean, it does exist, but there's no texture for it. When I update to beta 1.3, there will be a burning skull painting. This tunnel actually leads way further, but I think from now on I will use the Nether to show you the rest of my world. Prepare for not being able to hear me for a while, because the Nether in this version is filled with ghasts, so it's very loud in there. Alright. Oh, as you can see, I have lined these Nether tunnels with snow. I think those look nicer. Those are all the spawn area and museum area portals. Here's the main storage. Because the storage room at spawn is pretty small, I decided to build a whole storage building. And also in the event that one of the storages gets blown up by creepers or something, that's why they're spaced apart, for redundancy. Right there, this is a shortcut, but it's not really a shortcut. Basically it's an old tunnel to the redstone ore and monster spawner section of the museum. Spawner museum for short. So basically, you go down here. There's an elevator. And I found a spawner. I removed all the mossy stone. I decided to use it for other purposes. And here's the redstone ore. Those are actually the only two blocks that I wasn't able to move from alpha 1.0.5. It's also connected to the tunnel system in the overworld, but I don't really use this system anymore much. The Nether is way better. The Nether is way better. Going further, we have the redstone mine. I had to move my mine to get redstone, and this is as far as my rail system goes. As you can see, I also have some storage here, and down here is the mine. This one was actually quite extensive. I spent quite a lot of time here. At positive coordinates, more diamonds spawn in the older versions of Minecraft, and it's only fixed in beta 1.5. In the spawn mine, both of those were negative. Okay, are you aggressive? Yeah, you are. Oh, not anymore. That's cool. I also have those pillars all over the world, which I used before compasses were a thing. F3 coordinates weren't a thing. Compasses came out in Alpha 1.1 and F3 coordinates in 1.2 point something. I will put it up on screen. Going further, the tunnel shrinks a bit. Okay, this one is actually interesting. Up to here, the terrain was generated in Alpha 1.0.5, and in the next version, you can see that this is different, because right there is a large tree, which used not to generate in Alpha 1.0.5. Moving on, and here we actually reach the Halloween update terrain. This is the Ice Museum. All I'm gonna tell you is that this used to look way worse. That cliff is Alpha 1.1 terrain, 1.1.2 I think specifically. And this ice lake is Alpha 1.2 terrain. Inside here, it's pretty dark so that the snow and the ice don't melt. I have to keep those blocks where I found them. This is also the place that I used to collect snow, because there's quite a lot of snow, and this whole island, for example, was covered in snow. Not anymore. Now we will head a bit to the south now, and that is because of those positive coordinates. We will stop by the Taiga museum department. Basically, there's spruce leaves, birch leaves, and all the way down here, there's lapis. As you could see, we are all the way up in the clouds. And this is the last part of my world. It's actually just 2 tunnels, and I also explored this quite a big cave, but it wasn't like super huge. I plan on continuing this world, and now I have a question to you. Are you interested in learning more about this world? Would you be interested in Let's Play or live streaming? I don't know if I would be able to, but if there's enough interest, I think I would make do. Possibly next summer, because now I'm preparing for the next semester of college. The next time I play is probably gonna be beta 1.3. I already have all the blocks collected in either the main museum or distant museum departments. So like, that's my overarching project for this whole world. But I also like building other stuff. For example, that redstone clock or the village. I encourage you to download the world and just see for yourself. I also have a lot of backups of this world, so let me know. Would you be interested in either a time lapse or a retelling of my gameplay? I will probably, the way I would go about it is just I would be loading up my old saves and just going through what had been happening. I don't think I would be doing a roleplay. But I could, if enough people are interested. The most likely is probably the time lapse, so I would just load every single old save and just go day by day, take screenshots of the same place and see how they have changed. Mostly spawn, but also other places. And yeah, let me know what you guys think and what you liked about this video, what you didn't like about this video. I also have some other interesting stuff on my channel, mainly the Warsaw Metro speedrun, which I have done last year. And if you just so happen to speak Polish, then I also have a Polish channel, which is actually my main channel, and I post most of the stuff there. And I think that will be enough for today. SKO out!